Intraday update for the grain markets. It's October 27, 10:41 a.m. Eastern Time. Rich positive critical point. Corn market popped here is when they took out the high at 547 and a quarter, and of course that then simplified clarified the level 4 modeling that hey, the level 4 trend is still up. And it can top anytime today. I think they'll probably be back to selling some tomorrow. But the question now is, what are those larger trends? I'm a little concerned that this thing can be higher next week as well. That's going to take a little time to work through these level 2, level 1 topping process, perhaps for all three markets. But nothing's really changed looking out into November, December, that there's a setback coming, unless we've got a massive change in the fundamentals, and it's not looking that way right now. Now, as far as the December corn, yesterday I had 548 as a potential upside target, and it was just shy of that. Didn't matter today. It blasted right through it. And then we had 552 and 554, and I thought that's such a narrow range, that could be a sign of some really strong resistance. Pretty much blasted through that as well. The next objective is 559 to 565 or 566, so a range. Looking pretty impressive, pretty strong, like it's going to do it. Open interest going into the start of this week here suggested this is really just short covering. But we'll have to watch the next couple of days if that open interest ticks up along with this upward price swing. Means net new demand, which means even the people that wanted to be long started on this kind of late. I think they probably thought there's more downside here, but they also were thinking, what a chance for a seasonal bottom, meaning over the past 20 years, on average, I believe, corn bottoms around October 6th, and this time around it looks like it may have bottomed around October 13th. So it could be seasonal demand's back, and they just got an attitude that, hey, prices ought to be firm into year end, and then after the first year, they can look at something else, but do they really have the case to actually keep it bullish during that time? I think we're probably still going to see the setbacks I wanted, but I'm starting to think maybe we got a $5 floor price here for quite some time as well. At any rate, on the very short-term basis, looks like it can go higher in an S, looks like it can get it into that range, and we just have to consider maybe as high as 566 here. And some of the indicators, however, on the intraday side really aren't acting all that bullish. So maybe they will be later. But I think we got a nice round of short covering. Again, we'll just have to wait a few days, see if there's any signs of net new demand. At any rate, what we need to show this run-up is over is need price to swing back below 540 in the December corn. Now, as we move over to the March soybeans, picking up the pace, took out the last level 3 top. So the model's now in risk management control, saying, you know what, might better be out until it goes back below today's low, that something has changed here. They're getting all giddy and all bulled up. And the daily stochastic is even showing a kind of widening spread after pulling up off from that mid-range, which can be a secondary buy or sell signal, and is looking like maybe it's a buy. So now we'll have to come up with some new objectives, and I'm going to stop this and actually run a critical point, see what we have. Okay, the best critical point projection is suggesting $12.87, $12.93, and $13 for the March soybeans. And to get us back in line that, yay, this thing can come down after all, got to trade below today's low. Otherwise, might as well assume something's wrong here. Maybe it's only going to be up for a few more hours. Maybe it's going to be up for into next week. So the low is still due next week. It's just a matter of, are they so bullish that by time when they sell it next week, that it just is down a little bit, that's something else going on for the bigger trends? We do not know right now. I do think this has more to do with something technically and end-of-month trade, but again, even the fundamental people will look at those things, and even the fundamental people will consider maybe a seasonal bottom. The fundamental people will consider, we're getting far enough along in harvest, do we have to consider, hey, balance sheet's still tight compared to prior years, why can't we have a seasonal rally now into year-end? So, are they trying to get loaded up here in a fast manner? And of course, we'll have to keep a track on what's going on with the exports in Brazil to see maybe maybe we're going to get some surprise news here, something that somebody's catching on to soon. But it's not really looking that way. I think we just got some seasonal technical trading going on here. But those are the upside objectives that we have to consider for the soybeans. So I'm bowing out of this whole level 3 idea. And on the wheat, we really don't have a trigger yet in wheat, but I'm thinking if they want to run corn and soybeans, they want to run everything. So probably the wheat's going higher, and just give me a second, I'll run the critical point, because what I want to do is use today's low, and I'm going to use the high of 2 days ago. And I'm sorry, this is for the March wheat, didn't realize that. We're looking for 792, 797, and 801. If it'll trade above that, and better still, if it closes above it. But I can fully understand why bulls wouldn't wait for a close above it, that they would just assume it is triggered. The close would just help raise confidence. So until, just like the corn and soybeans, until we can take out today's low, we have to assume something's changed here, and maybe it's only going to last a few hours to a day or two, but a little concerned something else is going on where this is going to be a firm market right into next week. So manage your risk accordingly. If you're bear, if you're bull, I hope you're enjoying it. And it's looking like if you were trying to take quick profits, maybe there's a chance here to be a little more passive trend following kind of thing and just see how high they actually run it, what you can squeeze out of this. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. Thank you.